untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host for today, and joining me is the one and only amazing caster and analyst, Shade Slayer. How are you?
I'm doing good, Apple. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm very excited because today is the first day of the round of 32. Now, we've seen the round of 64, a lot went down. There's so much to recap, but let's talk about this first game that we are going into very soon. That is going to be Reckoning Esports versus BlitzKrieg. Now, in the round of six, right? Continue, Shade.
No, I'm just so excited, especially after what I saw Reckoning Esports do the last time around.
Yes.
It was a game that everyone pretty much predicted Blaze were gonna take it and take it convincingly, especially on one of their strong maps on train. But it was completely a different case altogether. It was a lot of back and forth, a very tight match overall, and Reckoning Esports were able to win the absolute crucial rounds there at the end and cause, which has been the biggest upset so far in the entire tournament. And with that being the case now, there's a lot of eyes on Reckoning themselves. They've all of a sudden now gone from being the underdog team to one where every other team are going to keep their eyes on and see how far they're going to go into the tournament. So the pressure's now on Reckoning Esports.
For sure. Reckoning Esports pulled a brilliant performance. They had great momentum going. And now they'll be going up against BlitzKrieg. Now, it's the round of 32. So all these teams have a good amount of skill to make it this far in the competition from the round of 256. So what are your expectations going into this map as compared to round of 64?
So these matches are going to be a lot tighter. The map, of course, picked is Mirage itself. It's going to be something that both these guys are very close on, very comfortable on, a classic map. But more on that a little later. We can jump actually straight into the action for round number one. Couldn't have come at a better time. Reckoning Esports versus BlitzKrieg. I'm Shade Slayer. Joining me is OG, the low-res chicken. OG, what's up?
Nothing but excitement here, Shade. We've been waiting for this matchup for quite a while. Reckoning have been on a spree in this tournament so far. Let's see if they can continue it. It seems like they're on the pistol as they just mow down the entirety of BlitzKrieg. Not a single casualty on the end of Reckoning so far. The back turn and betray. Gonna find him napping. Reckoning Esports. There's a lot of talk in town about this team, Shade. They have caused one of the biggest upsets in the Indian scene from quite a while. So it's been a well-deserved run in this tournament so far. Reckoning have proven themselves worthy to go beyond the hills. The only problem is how long will they be able to hold that ground? BlitzKrieg, they have a couple of decent players on their team, but I still favor Reckoning in the side of experience. And hey, they've been having a blast couple of months. So let's see if they're able to keep this up, Shade.
Yeah, it's going to be a mow down though in mid. 4 kills into the FAMAS there, and Prospect unable to do much with the P250 in hand. Reckoning Esports a swift anti-eco 2-0.
BlitzKrieg, with the investment, not a lot of utility tossed around, not a single Molotov, Shade. This is looking to be quite the worrisome buy. A Molotov is a very crucial part of utility, which you absolutely need to have on the T side. There's so much the Molotov can do, right? When on entry, the Molotov eliminates about one or two angles, depending on how you use it. And that really helps the entry player be more focused in and honed in on what he's supposed to do. Grim, the double push towards Palace as Vexy finds him. Chris, the aggression through underpass, completely unexpected given how aggressive they were at A. BlitzKrieg being given a fast one here, and they have a small window where they can reply in kind shade. The more time they waste is the more harder it is to break open through that window, as entirety of Reckoning Esports now gonna be on the A side momentarily. Vexy taking an aggressive angle at ramp. It's gonna be an NC gamer to find this frag, but Vexy's gonna hold his ground. The jig's up. They know exactly what they're walking into, and Reckoning so solid on the whole, losing a single man against the AKs. Reckoning with an amazing start here in this matchup against BlitzKrieg.
Yeah, round of 32 matchup. In fact, Reckoning Esports in their last 3 rounds, they've had Clouda, Betray and Wimp step up as the MVP, while for BlitzKrieg, it has been MC Gamer alone, who started off 0-3. When you are putting all your eggs in one basket and you have a star player who needs to turn out time and again, that is too much of an asking from a single individual. If BlitzKrieg are to overcome Reckoning Esports here, every single one on this roster is gonna have to turn up big here.
The more we push. Oh, this could be punishing Chris. Oh, he gets caught off guard. The ban from Clouda though needs to come out massive. They are finding it, Jade. They are doing it here with Mia pistols. Betray missing an op shot. It's gone past Novia towards the B side in a matter of no time. But the post plan's worrying. Everybody's towards Van. They've not found any ground to base this defense up on. They're burning to their feet. And being swept off it as well. Reckoning Esports coming with a cleanup crew. It could have gotten worse, Shade. BlitzKrieg did not have enough time and cover to position themselves for the post plant. Reckoning Esports being a step ahead, heads up play on the rotation. That side hold was a little worrisome though. BlitzKrieg now will be able to invest into a buy courtesy of the bomb plant. They'll have everything they need, Shade, and NC Gamer has the op. Do you think that this is what's going to give BlitzKrieg that first round, or is it going to be Reckoning taking this all the way? Because they have an op on Betray as well.
A decent bit of effort put in there by BlitzKrieg. Despite being just on the pistols, they managed to bring it down 3v3 post line and almost with a shout of having made that pistol round work. The push through mid catches the offer of God. Wexy somehow still manages to hold on. The flashbang is timed perfectly for him to go for the repeat.
Oh, that is... What do you even do against that, Shade? Except for being prepared.
Clouda had spotted the C4 down. He's gonna push through. He's gonna peek.
What a massive play. This is aggression at its very best. Dodges the flash. Have you ever seen a bigger sign of dominance than this, Shade? This might just be a swift one from Reckoning Esports. They look to be in their juices. So far, Reckoning Esports have not dropped sweat. Vexy, in fact, is 10 kills and 0 death, and Betray is very close into pulling off a reverse James Bond. BlitzKrieg, on the other end, they have a lot of utility right now, except on Grim and NC Gamer, but they can certainly make it work as an A-side default. I find that the A-side default is something that teams can always fall back upon if they might be a little low in utility, but they need to be smart about how they bait the CT's utility first, because a counter Molotov, and that's just lights out on your each side take.
A couple of days back, we talked about the fact that Blaze are now out of the competition. All eyes are going to be on Global Esports, and they're going to be heavily favored to try and take this all the way. But let's talk a little bit about Reckoning Esports. These guys came out guns blazing. They got their A game in on train, and anything less, Blaze would have definitely walked away victors that day. But now Reckoning, not only have they found their way into the round of 32, but looks like they're not stopping their journey anytime soon. It's a strong start here on Mirage against BlitzKrieg, and they're making quite a statement.
They are, Shade. They are. And now will be the time where BlitzKrieg needs to come up massive if they want to be in the game. As it's been more or less irrelevant throughout the entirety of the first half, and they just get obliterated. No place for them to even set foot on. Reckoning Esports, they are just taking them by the liter, and BlitzKrieg simply not able to withhold defense, because as soon as they emerge into the site, as soon as they take that first contact, Reckoning Esports have so much in way of the crossfire set in. There is a lot of buddy system that's happening, and the utility is just darn near perfect to watch.
The double up setup in for Reckoning. This one towards mid, but it is an air rush coming through. And Wexy is gonna mow 3 down. Letting Whip clean up on the other 2. This is just mere pistols. There's a quick rush, and it ended in a hurry there, OG.
It sure did, Shade. 7-0, Reckoning Esports looking to make this one quick. BlitzKrieg, on the other hand, trying to be in it to win it. So far, BlitzKrieg haven't even gotten a glimpse of what is Reckoning Stratbud, because so far it's just been that defaults that's been carrying them through these rounds. BlitzKrieg, they try to go for these executes where they might attempt to rush towards B. They're trying to take delayed control of mid, which is hard to defend as a CT side, but not if you're given this much room to work with. Betray gets the first, and it's just the ops ringing and singing in unison. The nade, who needs the nade? Clouder with the op, this shuts things down. Chris, more than ready with his fist to beat in Grim Reaper. And 8-0. It's been a while, Shade, especially in this tournament from since we've seen a game so utterly dominating.
Yep, and this is the round of 32 here. BlitzKrieg have put in the effort. They've taken down teams on their way to get here, and Reckoning Esports are making this look easy. Double up setup has been very strong. They've on a couple of times now that have actually seen team damage before they head back out in the round, but doesn't seem to make any difference. Clouder with the AWP. Waxy is holding the angle down. The wide swing across into the smoke, and Waxy is being on point the entire day. Clouder is pretty much having target practice at this point of time. They're taking him one by one. Waxy has, however, fallen back, giving an opportunity maybe.
This is a chance, Shade, but as quickly as it's given, it's taken back as well. Reckoning just absolutely brutal start on their CT side. 9-0. BlitzKrieg, they better come in with something, or else this is gonna get pretty dire pretty fast. They've gone in for the investment, Shade, but look at this. There is barely any utility. A single flash. A single flash. Have you ever seen a T-side win with a single flash? Because I for sure haven't, and right now, if you're BlitzKrieg, you need the odds at least slightly to be in your favor. Right now, they're stacking everything against their possibility for them to get victory in their scorecard. Wimp, aggressive taken through connector. Nobody has mollied it so far, and Wimp given a free reign alongside Clouder to potentially pincer towards mid. But who expected this in a million years? BlitzKrieg actually comes up on top of this. Reckoning, they were given a chance and they even took it. But the punish is real. Trist, you spotted out. They know exactly where he's playing from. The white swing from side. The spray's a little iffy, and he's only gonna land it on a revolve. Vexy is coming in through connector, and he's already spotted away from NC Gamer, who's positioning to take him down with his final bullet. Oh, wait, what? NC Gamer, he's giving the jig away. Now he knows that there's only one man to his side, and Vexy could very well force the issue. The wide swing, the nade, the position taken. Vexy has the aim, but does he have the game is the question. NC just playing bait, not committing to the wide swing. The run and gun, that was too risky, but he took his chances and it rewarded him. 9-1. BlitzKrieg finally posting results on the board.
Well, it came down to a pretty shaky hold up at mid from Reckoning Esports. It was Clouda as well as Waxy who were holding that mid area down pretty easily. In fact, going on the offensive on multiple rounds, but that time it was BlitzKrieg who straight up won those early aim duels, and Reckoning, I don't think they're going to let that round affect them too much. They're just going to continue to stay on the offense. Ooh.
This is starting to look like somewhat of a resurgence. I've jinxed myself essentially here, Shade, because they've won that round with barely any utility, and now they might be able to stand the test of Reckoning. Sadly, Reckoning do what they do best, wreck. Hence the name. 10-1 in fact. Reckoning hitting double digits. But it feels like BlitzKrieg still has that fight. They're just not showing up. Perhaps it's one of their off days, right? We've seen a lot of teams discuss this. Let it be LAN, let it be online. There will be days where you're simply not able to make the machine flow. You don't look well oiled. You do not look as fluid as you would. And it's fine. That's the reason we have such tournaments, right? The more you play in tournaments like this where there's a lot on stake and there's very less room for error, is the more you strive to be as consistent as you can. And I guess that's the hallmark of being a professional player, is to be consistently good, not only good. Cloud up, beautiful flick, consistent as ever with the AWP. They jump down, but they're not accounted for Tris, who is just wrecking them bullet after bullet, kill after kill. He steps up massively and just completely obliterates BlitzKrieg on the beach side. But for BlitzKrieg, though, their advantage is they got the bomb plan. That's mission accomplished. They hoped that they could do a little bit of damage to the economy of Reckoning Esports, but given how deep we are into the half and how well built the Reckoning Esports economy is, they can't even dent the hull, so there's no point of going for the engine.
11 to 1. They did get the plant down, but that was pretty much down to ignoring the CTs up on the B side entirely and just winging it. But right now they're looking to make a quick play towards the A side. NC Gamer with the AWP has been the MVP for BlitzKrieg so far in this tournament, but he's
just not found it today. He's looked a little off. He had the op, but the impact is so minimal where Reckoning Esports are able to just aggress and find these rounds. That's all they've been doing, just taking these aim fights on their turf, on their terms, and BlitzKrieg are more than happy to just run into their crosshair yet again. Betrayed, he anticipates the A hit, which seems imminent at the point. The preemptive Molly and Mandy, apart from his team, but he still finds the first one on Betray. Wimp, he has been scouring towards the smoke, and he has come up massive. Wimpy hit his way back. Now a 3 versus 3, and Vexy, this is his turn to pound, makes the best duel possible, not taking a single tick in terms of damage. A 2 versus 3 plops. Pro's kept is so low. He's done 11 HP. It's all gonna be onto NC Gamer. He's been the MVP for BlitzKrieg so far, but it's just simply not gonna be. 12 to 1 Reckoning. Yet again, slam the gauntlet towards the A side, not allowing any trespasses to come into their way.
BlitzKrieg there, they do good to get the opening duel go their way. There's a nice bit of ducking there at A main. He wins the opening duel, but there are no answers to that AWP from jungle. There's no utility heading that way, no way to block the upper from being able to do what he did. Vexy.
Yeah, he's been consistent with his aggression as well. At this point, they should expect Vexy to play this aggressive Betray. Takes a chance at it through the wood, and NC Gamer, a shot that he just simply could not afford to miss. It's costed him dearly. It's costed his team this game, and they're on the verge of elimination here, Shade. If there's any tip that you'd like to give to BlitzKrieg, what would that tip be?
I think it's something that we've already caught teams being pretty much making a mistake of, is not taking the timeout. I haven't seen BlitzKrieg do anything different so far in the last few rounds, where they've just let Reckoning keep pushing them back. Reckoning has played aggressive through A main, through mid, and through B apartments, sometimes even through underpass, round after round. And BlitzKrieg, They've done absolutely nothing to stop that from being the case. And unless you take the initiative and throw your opponents off your game, it's not going to turn itself on its heel.
Ooh. They do find the opening though, and see finally stepping up for his team. This is 8th kill in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps just warming up the first half. It's not been pleasant whatsoever for BlitzKrieg and the op. This double op just knotting them piece by piece into pieces. 14-1, and Jesus, have you seen such a dominant game in a while, Shade? Even though the scoreline does suggest 14-1, Reckoning have been so heads up with their play, with their aggression, with their information game especially. It's a beauty to watch so far. I'm really excited to see how Reckoning will perform a little further down this tournament.
Likewise, man. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back shortly with the second half. Don't go anywhere.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
All right.
Well,
we jump back in and the pistol's already done, OG.
Yeah, Reckoning take map and match point. This seems to be where the journey is going to end for BlitzKrieg. Personally speaking, I feel like BlitzKrieg certainly have the potential to be a good team. A little more time down the line and getting the fundamentals right is something that they absolutely need to do. We saw a lot of fundamentals missing on the T side. Things like how to counter aggression, how to punish your opposition. Stuff which is really important for you to nail down earlier in your career when you do start CS. And this should just be the nail atop the coffin, Shade. It looks like Reckoning Esports have found this one, and they are looking quite the formidable force for this tournament.
They are indeed. The Deagle going point blank range. They find the 2 kills though, and the last Deagle, the push through. Nicely done, and Reckoning Esports convincingly take the round of 32 match there. Apo, that was a fast one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a fast one. BlitzKrieg, they did their best. I would say well played, but ultimately congratulations to Reckoning Esports. Very, very strong team. And I'd just like to talk about that moment where Clouda had that triple kill on the op in the middle. It was just mad. What are your afterthoughts, Shade?
Reckoning seemed like they were the far better squad on the server there. They came in with a game plan. They started on the CT side. They played hyper aggressive and they never really looked back throughout that entire match. And BlitzKrieg, they've had a good run until the round of 32, but here when they did lose that initial round, I didn't see them change anything up. They just stuck with their guns, kept doing the same thing again and again. No timeouts called, and unfortunately, when you're going up against a team of Reckoning Esports' caliber, it is very hard to find success while you've not got too much variety in approach. So Reckoning, I think they've put out their message loud and clear. We're coming deep in this tournament, teams. Better watch out for us.
All right, indeed. And guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel. And we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. Now we are going to prep for game number 2, which will be the final game because we stream 2 games on the weekdays. And that is going to be Deimos Force versus RFL. So do subscribe to this channel, click that bell icon so you can get future notifications. And if you want to go shopping or check out our socials, all the links are in the description. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. And we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We are ready with game number 2, and it is going to be Deimos Force versus RFL. Now, Shay, take us through your expectations on this game, the map, what we could possibly look forward to seeing.
Deimos Force have looked very strong, a team from Bangladesh that have had a relatively easy run so far. We did get to watch them earlier last week in their round of 128 match, if I'm not mistaken. We're back again on Mirage though, a map that we've seen quite a bit in this tournament already in the initial rounds, and we did get to see it a few moments back where Reckoning absolutely stopped their competition and moved on to the round of 16. Here it's going to be a best of 1 again. RFL, Pirate SK, Grim, Wizmania, Doffy, these are guys we got to see a few days back as well. So I do expect this to be a lot more even-steven than the previous match was. So let's see how this match plays out.
All right. So, in the first match, yes, we did see Reckoning Esports make it out of this round of 32. And BlitzKrieg found themselves in a bit of a hole where they didn't change up their strategy when they couldn't find that momentum. Let's talk about that to make sure that this next game, the teams are able to not fall into that kind of hole.
Yeah, we've in fact touched upon this throughout all the rounds. And quite a bit in the previous streams already. The fact that best of ones are very reliant on momentum and there is barely any room for error. In a BO3, if you can pretty much spend some time experimenting through an entire map itself, especially a map that you haven't picked. But in a BO1, it always comes down to those few rounds here and there. When the match is tight, and when the match is not as close, you still gotta go ahead and put a stop to your opponent's momentum, because last time we saw Reckoning Esports, they were able to run away with it, pretty much doing what they just did at the start, and there was little to no change at all in that regard. That being said though, we're ready to jump into this match. It's Deimos Force versus RFL. Let's jump straight into the action. I'm Shay Sayer. Joining me is OG, the low-res chicken. OG, take it away.
Well, it seems to be quite the funny scene towards Under Palace. A small duet with the CT, but it's all going to be on Outlaw. A 1 versus 3. Had them lined up. Assumed he might get the collateral shot there, but not going to be the case. 1-0, RFL. They're going to be able to take the pistol. I do have a little bit of hope for Deimos Force though. Not a lot of names that I do know. I think SRV Mad is a name that I might be familiar with. but it seems like they've had quite the test, right? Almost every team right now who have reached this deep into the tournament have almost earned their way here. Some of them have been gifted with a few freebies, but it's been a gruesome fight, Shade. Single elimination, that's what it's all about. And some of these teams, they have a deeper way to go with more names that might not be accustomed to shine as bright as we might not expect. Beautiful round with the pistol so far. Deimos crew just trading kill for kill, making as much use as they can out of the chaos. Hey crew! Oh, he had a chance to go massive there. He does deal a lot of damage, but that's simply of no avail. 3 players down though, I guess a small win for Deimos Force, because if they do win this round, the economy from RFL is totally dumpstered. So there's a huge chance that the CT side might just come in with that swing in momentum that I keep mentioning, Shade, which has been the trend throughout this online phase for CS thus far.
2-0, RFL almost make a meal of that anti-eco. The upgraded pistols going to work, especially at connector. Right now, at the A site, they get the opening frag, and it is pretty much just Mysel, who's all alone. The rotations are coming in, but they're a tad bit too late, and the kill up at mid is going to funnel them back towards the A-bomb site, but the CTs have turned up in numbers here already, and that has forced rotation back again from RFL. They're being very sneaky about this. They're heading back towards B as Deimos Force scramble back with the numbers, and it's going to come down to if Mysel can win this first duel. He does, and having taken control of Palace there's only one place RFL are heading, and Deimos Force are going to be ready for this, OG.
Yeah, they're more than ready, Shade. The crossfire already set in stone, although Outlaw missing a beat. Luckily, Hey Crew to secure the first kill. Buys enough time. Grim forcing the issue though, and Hey Crew's gonna be more than ready. Deimos Force. They've won a very crucial round here, which does strike a huge blow to the economy of RFL. This might just be that one round that I just mentioned, Shade, that will bring that momentum swing back. This to and fro is just a lot, Shade. It is far too much and far too recurring.
Yeah, it's been pretty much becoming a trend in the matches of late, especially. A lot of swings in momentums, a lot of patches where a team is able to string a few rounds together and things go horribly bad thereafter. Right now, it is just mere pistols here for RFL. They've spread their resources thin back again. It's going to be on the backs of Wizmania as well as Grim to try and force some rotations out, maybe get a frag or two to help their cause. But that nade chunks down. Wizmania is going to charge up. He's only got the Glock. Nothing much to do. Seizing this range is going to be...
Oh! SRV, man, he needs to get in position right here, right now. The fight taken, the spray, Messi and Doofy Downson. They have a free AK Shade, and they've given it to the high HP player as well. Pirate has armor. The Molotov's gonna buy a little more time. OP gonna come into the swing. He ends up going down. Doofy right around the corner, waiting for the reload, but he's not able to get the headshot. There we go, Doofy. Now a 1 versus 3, but the bomb slammer, the flash is perfect. Beautiful utility coming in from Deimos Force. Calm, cool collector on the retake, even though things went haywire. But hey, RFL came into the rounds with only pistol, and now they have the bomb plant, which means they'll have more than money in the bank trade to invest by. Pride SDK can drop an AK to Doofy and still invest, but it seems like Doofy has more than enough money in the bank. Utility not going to be that great of a concern for RFL, and this just comes to show, Shade, how much a bomb plan could really make a difference. That $800 is the lifeline for many of these teams.
For now, they're going to continue with this 2 and 3 split default that RFL has. Duffy in a position to prevent aggression.
A push! SRV, perfect timing. They know it's a fake as well now. They know it for a fact, and they could potentially commit early rotations towards the B side. Mind you, Deimos Force are committing to the jump spot as well, so they'll have relatively early information, although they do disengage. The utility disposed of. Hey, Crew needs to get back to cover. The flash is perfect. It blinds Outlaw as well, but OP blind, that was the opening that they were looking for, and that window has shut. It's shut, and it's crushed them to pieces. RFL simply not able to break that crossfire. A little too much utility, in fact, used by them on the push. Everyone from Deimos Force has rotated, and this is just one hellish round. If that second flashbang wasn't in shade, this would have been RFL's round. Blinding OP there when he was in the perfect spot to get not only the first, but the second man towards the back of the site. They mined the gold and they threw it right back.
Yeah, he was able to sneak past the player at bench very early on, but that timed flashbang blinds him completely, keeps him stalled on the site, buying just about enough time for the rest of the CTs to rotate in position, and Deimos Force take the lead back 3-2. The AWP is out into the hands of Mysel. Up at mid, and Zolo King is playing contact as well. They can't steal the first, and the AWP goes down, but they can't stop Zolo King and SRV.
Nice. This is how you perform a blender, although it seems like a couple of the blades are off. The nade is flawless. That's a lot of damage, and he takes him down as well. With Mania, he needs to collect the bomb, but the smoke. Hate Crew just used it to his absolute advantage. 4-2. RFL. In the past two rounds, they've not. Alright, I'd give the second last round, but the past round they didn't invest as much, but they got a decent bit of ground cover. They boiled that down to 1 versus 2. I'm struggling to understand why they are not able to replicate such results when they have the rifle. Something definitely to look at. Deimos Force. Their CD side has been really good as well, right? This bait and switch setup seems good. The way they are playing together, the crossfire seems fine for now. RFL, they were able to penetrate that crossfire once, and it was in the back of one flashbang. So I know for a fact that RFL have more in them to shell out a better fight. Let's just hope they bring it on today, because again, like in many of the tournaments right now, this is a single elimination. They have no room for error, and they need to be on their A game for the next how many ever rounds this ordeal is going to carry forward with. Ooh, what a shot from Grim. I think he might buy the perfect rotation as well. Zolo, though. Push out underpass. Does secure them this round, and RFL. It doesn't seem like they're going to get the bottom line this time around. They should be able to invest in the next round comfortably, and let's hope that Deimos Force do not start slipping up. You know, we've seen on numerous occasions where momentum just swings at the flick of a switch, and at this situation, Deimos Force needs to do everything in their power to make sure that momentum doesn't swing in the favor of RFL.
They've got 5 consecutive rounds on the trot now after RFL took the 2 opening rounds in this matchup. 5-2. The full buy comes in for RFL. They have the full set of utility, but Deimos Force, it does seem like they're beginning to run away with this matchup, especially the initial few openers. RFL have forced engagements, taking unfavorable duels out so far, and that has allowed Deimos Force to pretty much put themselves in cruise control right now. OP putting some pressure towards B. Something that they've done time and again here, RFL OG, is this 3-2 default split that they have.
Yeah, it seems to be quite the recurring trend, and it's so far standing to be a really good default, just due to the fact that they've been aggressive in so many avenues that they have a general idea as to how RFL are playing around the map. That mid-split offers them that quick rotation, right? That allows you to secure and lock down as much of the side as possible, and also buys time for the A defenders to rotate over to the B side. which has been the crucial aspect of Deimos Force's defense so far. So far, RFL have not been slobs either. They've been really good. They've been coming hand in hand with their gunplay. The only thing is this buddy system completely dumpsters them, and one Molotov yields SRV 3 kills. The pressure to put alone just demolished RFL on the push. Oh, the op shot missed. Might be expensive. The swing wide and Duffy gets punished. It's all on a pirate, 5 HP, and that is a little too low for him to even attempt it at. 6-2. RFL. We've seen a lot of potential from these players, Shade. They definitely are, I'd say, in similar standing with Deimos Force. These are not names which are really known in the Indian scene. I'd say both of these teams make for really good contenders in terms of the unexpected ones, right? When you're headed into a tournament, you might just be against this matchup and be like, hey, you don't have much to prep against, but that's far from the case because so far Deimos Force seem to be on point with their defaults, and RFL, I feel like that moment where the momentum swing is upon us, Shade, and it's going to happen sooner or later. At least for a fact, I know that RFL have a fighting chance.
RFL switch things up a little there. They do decide to contest up mid. They're able to get the trade frag though, Deimos Force, with that AWP. C4 right now towards B apartments, but with that counter utility forced out from the CTs at B, they're going to turn tail and run AWP point blank range. This is going to be make or break. Grim is sooner or later going to try and push this. In fact, is spending up a bit of utility towards connector to try and force rotations off the B site, and they've been successful in doing so. However, Hate Crew wins the opener towards shot, and that's going to send the T's funneling back towards the B site, and Outlaw is chilling in the corner. Smoke.
Look at him.
Yeah, there you go. That should be a straightforward kill. There you go. Gets the one, and Pirate is left with an all to do 1v4. The CT surround him. RFL, they had to win that duel towards short B. They win that fight, and then all of a sudden, the one remaining CT on the B site is completely isolated away, and RFL probably gets a plant, maybe even a round to walk away with, but ends up being a piece of cake for the CTs. 7-2. RFL seems like they're going to continue with this force buy trend, OG. We've talked about this before, and RFL are falling quickly into that pit.
They are, Shade. It's getting a little worrisome for me because RFL, things haven't been looking all that great, and right now they've put themselves in a do or die situation. Another default towards the A side. I'm not really sure why they keep attempting this, Shade. Even though it's consistently failed them, they still go back to the strat, which simply doesn't make sense. SRV Matt has been completely overlooked, and he might be the thorn amidst the grass. Perfect bait, but RSV fails to deliver. Rather, it's Hate Crews coming out massive with 2 kills to defend the A side with Pirate all alone, and he has to get A Crew to his stairs. This is the round this team worked so hard for, but Hate Crew keeps Deimos Force in it, completely shutting down the hopes and dreams of RFL, putting an 8th round and close to shutting them out, potentially eliminated as well.
Yeah, it is getting away taken fast now from RFL. 8 consecutive rounds on the CT side. Deimos Force. RFL needs to change something up real quick. OP with the AWP, is this the solution? They haven't really been contesting mid pretty hard. And right now, they're not really committing too many numbers either. Duffy will eventually join OP here. Smoke towards short. A deep crossing smoke at that. And Zolo King, as the smoke dissipates, he gets the opener. That is huge for Deimos Force right there. AWP, however, does get punished up. Trying to get a little too greedy, peeking as wide as he did without any setup flashbang. In that might just give RFL a way back into this round, OG.
Yeah, it is what I'd consider the biggest chance they've had so far
C4's here
to
though.
break the momentum. And this is the one play that they might not be ready for, Shade. The timing is going to be absolutely everything here, Doofy. Are they going to overlook? Is Zola going to overlook this and go towards B? No, he isn't. The spot comes in, the nade's a little too away from the mark, but Zolo has been quiet with this approach so far, and he's been completely undiscovered. It's all left on a Grim and Pirate, who... Pirate's coming in from T-base, and it's not going to be as expected, but the sound given away. Now, they should have a correct idea as to where he's coming from. Do they still not know? There we go, the score comes in. Pirate, a fight that took him a little too long to win. 9-2. Deimos Force on the verge of double digits. RFL. Things have been looking very bleak so far, and they better pick up the pace because they're starting to lose a lot of... They've already lost a lot of ground in the first half. Now you're trying to get what little is left, and even for that, you need to fight with all your life. Deimos Force, are they going to be good on the deny, or are RFL going to come back with the momentum swing is the question now, Shade. Because that is surely possible, but not as likely.
Looks like they're going to go for a fast B hit here. It's back onto a few upgraded SMGs. Flashbangs though on point. The Molotov though is hooking them up.
Where is the defensive utility for the T side? You need a smoke for that Molotov. The nade at least gets outlaw from apartments. But at this point, everybody from Deimos Force is here. They are still finding kills though. Hate Crew has been discovered. Give it the first Pirate gonna sweep in. And for any newer player to CS, there was an update a few months ago where they added a bench, right? Alongside the bench towards mid, they removed the extra cover that the jump spotters get for in B apartments near Van. Just due to that removal, you really can't hold Van like you did in the good old days, where you had more cover for your head. You didn't need to always worry. Right now, your head's on a guillotine if you are going to be holding that position, and you need to be ready for the blade. Something for a newer team and newer players to look out for, as this tournament does help both the best of the best and also the ones who are trying to be in that process. Regardless which part of the journey you're in, you can be a part of this one. The nade from Zolo is gonna be... It was gonna be hitting the mark, but RFL disengaged in the nick of time. Wiz, real close through ramp. Whips out a bullet on the scout just to make the op a little more wary. It's still a 3 versus 5. Regardless which side they do go to, they will have a lot of problem. Right now, their best option is to perhaps just commit towards any side, because the more time you give for Deimos Force to set up, is the more this is going to happen. Look at Outlaw. Already pushing all the way through B apps, now towards T-spawn. On the verge of getting 2 men with a back turn. This very well might be a shank shade.
Yep, he's gonna come through the turn, drop the C4, and that is it. The gig is up.
The swing, punished. It's all on OP. Trying his very best to salvage this.
Yeah, the flick, but the nade from downtown.
Boom. Goes the dynamite.
Kaboom indeed, 11-2. Yeah, that was triple ops that they had at that point of time. He's going to throw that off, and he's just spending some extra money just because he's got it in the bank.
That's the biggest flex I've seen in a while, Shade. And I've seen people with 3 knives.
Buys up, throws away the AWP, buys up an auto sniper, throws it out of bounds as well, because why not? Last 2 rounds of the first half. Things looking pretty grim right now for RFL. They've tried a few different variations, but have come up empty-handed for most of the half here.
Oh, that nade. You can see how indecisive RFL are, right? You really see that in the way they're approaching these late round situations and in their ability to try and play on the fly, which is simply not existent. They've gotten a few trades in, but they're still down on 3 versus 3. That's how split they've been playing. They've grouped up, they're trying their hit towards B, and Outlaw's holding a very smart angle. This way, there's less of a chance that he's spotted, and a more of a chance that he gets information. Why? Why would you do that? You're holding the more passive angle, giving them more room, and yet you want to go in and deny? Well, it still works out for them though, so can't really argue about that. 12-2, Deimos Force still make it work. RFL. Even on a round where they did secure the B side, they failed to get the bomb plant.
There was all for nothing there for RFL. They find the entry onto the B side, courtesy a huge misplay there with the AWP, but didn't really matter there at the end, especially if you can make that retake work in the manner that Deimos Force did. It's a quick play towards A, and it is instantly shut down. Zolo King finds the opener.
And this seems like the half done and dusted. For now, RFL on the back foot for the majority of the game and this round as well. Hate Crew alongside SRV should clear mid and then underpass as well. Doofy's got his days numbered and it's just approached. Nothing he can do. Death was knocking at his door and he had to reply. Zolo King in a position where he could inflict a lot of damage. The flash does blind him though, and he is simply not accounted for. It's all left on a pirate. R he goes, but he shan't have no booty. 13-2 RFL. They look completely dry on that T side.
Yeah, after taking the pistol and the subsequent anti-eco round, it has just been one way to Deimos Force. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly with the second half. Don't go anywhere.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side.
All right, back into the second half. 13-2, Deimos Force. A wealth of utility invested in OG. Two smokes, a flashbang, a Molotov. Everything is going in towards A, and it's going to be down to Wizmania and Grim to try and keep RFL in the tournament, OG.
It certainly is, Shade. The smokes are deployed. Deimos Force, they are going to go with this. A complete execute, and it's going to be Zolo King, in fact, on the back lines. They want to take the fight at CT, but the push at jungle, completely unexpected. Deimos finds two from the back lines. It's actually Zolo King, my bad. SRB spots the man aggressing through Tetris. Mind you, wait, what? Where's the communication here? Mistake should have actually swung wide, and that small hesitation is going to cost him dearly. RFL. They make their way back 13-3. And let's be honest with ourselves, Shade. We've seen a lot, and I mean a lot, of landslide games initially throughout the tournament. We've seen a couple of landslides even a little deeper in the tournament as well. Is there any suggestions you'd like to give to any team who gets landslide sweep? That's a little bit of a tongue twister. But do you have any suggestions for teams like that who are just picking up and who, in a game which is as high stakes as this, could prevent a huge landslide?
I think it pretty much comes down to ensuring that you do your basics right. You might be heavily outskilled on the server, but if you do have your setups right, you use your utility right, you've got the buddy system going, you will always get yourself into a lot more winnable situations. But we've not seen much of that from teams in this off late, especially where if the rounds don't really go their way, they just keep letting it happen and don't really change many things up throughout the rest of the matchup. And I think that is something that teams can pay a little bit more. That was nasty. is pretty much took the words right out of my mouth there as RFL. This B defense is done for.
I feel like my head just got a little light after that shot.
The running scout.
Alright.
A
Deimos
beautiful,
Force.
yeah, that was a beautiful drive-by the way, but Deimos Force, he tries to go for the knife that throws out as well.
Waving the white flag as well. Yeah, not gonna be of any use though. Grim can actually down the missile, but gonna miss his chance. Never mind, Zolo King does it for him. Puts his teammate down. Again, this is the philosophy I follow when I play a little bit of matchmaking myself. Before anyone else kills my teammate, I kill him until I get that, you know. If you do more damage, you get banned. So, lessons taken out of me, I suppose. Deimos Force, now we know why they're victorious.
Well, 12 match points to move on to the round of 16 here in the BlitzKrieg Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and it's another B rush coming through. Pirates alone here. Rotations are coming in. He's got the MP9 point blank range, the AWP going to work, and it is it. They've got the opening frags. It's all down to Grim and Wizmania to try and make this happen. That's not gonna be the case. 16 to 3. That was over very quickly, Apple.
Oh, that was a great game to watch. RFL couldn't find, the right opening. And, we talked about before the match start that if something is not working out, you have nothing to lose. It's a best of one. You should just change it up. But I would say congratulations to Deimos Force for being very consistent. And they had some brilliant moments. What are your afterthoughts, Shay?
I mean, RFL had a pretty standard split that they had a default. They were falling back to 3 towards the SI, 2 towards B. And after the first couple of rounds, they just stuck to their guns. They just kept doing that over and over again to a point where Deimos Force pretty much knew they had counter utility on the B side, and they were just holding A main aggressively. They were even sending the sniper sometimes towards Palace, and he was able to win that duel on multiple occasions. Default completely broken for RFL. Didn't change too much for the rest of the first half, and Deimos Force pretty much ran away with the rest of that match almost in cruise control, and they've gone through to the round of 16 here, Apple.
All right, guys. So that is all we have today. 2 games in the round of 32. We will be back around a similar time with more games of the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament that you are watching. Powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. So my name is Apollonia, and this is Shade. We had OG that was casting as well. We'll see you tomorrow. Subscribe to this channel and stay tuned.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.